In this video, we're gonna make a document accessible using ABBYY FineReader. In this video, we're gonna take a document that I downloaded from Google Docs and use ABBYY FineReader to make the PDF a little more usable so I can finally make it accessible in Adobe Acrobat Pro DC. Welcome to the Accessibility Guide channel. My name is Sean Jordan, and let's jump into the ring. All right, I have this document from Google that I've applied all of the accessibility that I can, and then I go to File, Download, PDF, and the resulting file is not super good. So if I open it in Adobe Acrobat and I take a look at the tags panel, we do have some tags in here. We've got a P tag, like an H1, but if I open up the list items as an example, there's no L body, there's no label tag, and there's just like a lot of junk in here. So in order to make this document accessible, I could spend all the time to go through this, but one of the things I noticed if I just launch the pack tool, there's a lot of phantom errors in here. So if I test this document in the pack tool, I can see that there's a whole bunch of errors on content not being tagged, incorrect use of structure elements, alternate descriptions missing. There's just like a lot happening. So I want to try to streamline this, and I'm going to use ABBYY FineReader to do that. So while launching ABBYY FineReader, I'm going to select OCR editor, and then we're going to open up my file, tag media kit, and we're going to let it OCR the document. And what it does is on the left-hand side, we have our image zone, and on the right-hand side, we have our text zone. And what I want to do is artifact, or I guess delete the zones that I don't want to come through. And I'm going to do that with any of the images throughout this content. Now, also in my list items, it appears that some of the content, like the bullets, are separate. So I want to drag the box over in the zone in the image panel here so that this zone is marked correctly. And then I want to re-recognize the page. Let's move on to page 2. We're going to make sure it's zoned correctly. I'm going to delete the images I don't want in here. And then I want to correct the zones so that they contain all the right elements. Now in this one, I'm going to use the little plus symbol, add area part, and we're just going to include that zone above it. In fact, I can drag this down to include the zone below it as well. So we tag it all in one swoop. Let's do recognize page. Perfect. And I can just visually check over here on the right-hand side that our text is coming through great. Let's go to page 3. We want to delete the phantom zone, or not the phantom zone, the image zone, because I don't want that tagged. And then I want my table in here, which is tagged. We've got different cells. Our header cells are appropriately in there. Let's go to page 4. We have one row from the table before. We're gonna have to fix that in the PDF. And then we have some content here that can be removed. And then we're going to re-recognize the page. Next, we're going to save as exact copy out to the desktop. And we wanna hit save, and it's gonna create a searchable PDF. Now at this point, I can come into the tags panel and we can make adjustments. I've got my P tag, H1. We've got an H2. We've got a properly nested list with a label and an L body tag. We've got an H2 tag, properly nested list. P tag, we've got an H3. It did a better job in most instances. It looks like it messed up this list item here. We've got a random H3 tag instead of a top level list item. So we're just gonna fix this. I'm going to make this an LI tag, and then change the span to L body. That's a capital L, capital B, ODY. And we're going to move the list item to the very first list item in my list. So now our list item is fixed. Let's move on to the next page. We've got amplifier reach. This is going to be an H2. Main offerings will be an H3. We have our table tag, which contains our table header cells. That's perfect. We've got another H3 for add-ons, another table. And then here's where we have that extra table row. I'm just going to expand the table tag. I'm going to cut the table row, and I'm going to move it into the other table. So I just condensed 2 table tags into one, and I can delete the blank table tag. We've got an H3 table, H2, and then we've got some H3 tags with, this really should be a list, but technically it's okay the way that it tagged because we used a heading structure instead of the list item. H2, P tag, and voila, the document is fantastic. Let's save it. Go up to the menu, select document properties. We're just gonna check our metadata. This is going to be the Accessibility Guy Media Kit, and the author is Sean Jordison. The subject is Media Kit, and we'll select OK. Let's go ahead and do the Prepare for Accessibility and check for accessibility. Select Start Checking. We've got a couple of issues. Our tables are missing table summaries. So to add a table summary, we're going to select Fix Reading Order, right-click the table, select Edit Table Summary, and we will provide a summary for each one of these tables. Right-click, Edit Table Summary, Summary, select OK. Let's go to the last one, right-click, Table Summary. I'm just putting the word summary in here because I don't know of a way that you can actually read the summary using a screen reader. Let's right-click, select Check Again. We're going to save that file. Let's launch the Pack 2024 tool and let's test it in here. And that is the wrong file because it's coming through failing. Here we go. This is the right file. I tested an old version. And we have a passing PDF UA, WCAG, and quality tag. If you want to find out how to make your documents accessible, I have a ton of videos on this channel, or you can simply reach out to me and I'll totally do it for you. And as always, I could be your champion for inclusion. Thank you so much for joining me today, and I'll see you next time.